Okay. Trespass Against Us is a pretty gritty drama, and it's about a small part of the travelling community. How did the whole project come together?
It was about 12 years ago. Alistair Siddons, the writer, was working on a documentary called A Summer with the Johnsons, and he went on to work on that film, and at the time he was trying to persuade me to direct the film. So Alistair was working on this documentary called A Summer with the Johnsons, and he was showing me the footage that he shot, and it was incredible. It was brilliant characters and amazing stories, and he was trying to persuade me to direct it. But at the time I just started working with Mike Skinner from the Streets, and I was getting away with kind of making short films but calling them music videos. And with this brilliant actor in the form of Mike Skinner and this brilliant music in the form of the Streets. So I kind of was wanting to move more to do that stuff at the time. So I didn't do the documentary, but I said to Alistair, we should make a film about this one day, we should write all these stories down. And he did, and he worked on the film, and then he stayed friends with the family, and me and him tried to write the film together. That didn't work. We tried to get writers. That didn't work. We got very close with a brilliant writer called Dennis Kelly, that he blew us out in the end. We then were a bit stuck, and Lindsay Marshall, who plays Kelly, said to Alistair, you should just write this. And he said, I'm before, why would I write it? She said, you know it better than anyone. You know who these people are, and you know the story you want to tell. You should do it. And so he did. He spent the next year or so, he wasn't getting paid for it, it wasn't commissioned, and he came up with this brilliant script, and then asked me to direct it, and then,
Okay. It's actually your first full feature as well, isn't it?
It is, yeah.
What made you take that leap in the end? Was it just a story, or was it time for you to make that leap?
I'd been developing a lot of film projects which didn't happen, and reading a lot of scripts, but when this script came along, it just it's a cliche to say it, but it did leap off the page. It was really fresh, really exciting, different to anything I'd read before. It felt like a breath of fresh air. It was really, and it felt very truthful and very real, and it also had this heartfelt kind of human story at its core, but then was very funny in places, and had amazing car chases in other places. So not often you get a script that has all that.
It's about the travelling community. It's about father and son relationship, and it's about family.
Yeah. Well, it's not actually about the travelling community, because that would be a whole other film. It's about one particular family that exists on the outskirts of the travelling. In a way, they're outlaws. They're kind of not accepted by the travelling community. Chad tries to go and buy a piece of land at a permanent site, and they won't let him there. He's not accepted by more everyday society when he tries to buy the dog, and it's they're outlaws, this family, the Cutlers.
Yeah. Which I found quite an intense moment was near enough the beginning with the fire extinguisher and the dog and Tyson, Chad's son. Was that, I thought something was going to happen to Tyson. Yeah. Was that how you wanted it to play out?
Yeah, that was the idea. You wanted to get the sense that it was dangerous, and that this man was capable of harming people, not intentionally, but through some of his actions.
Okay. And I have to ask this. There was 2 dogs actually killed in the film. Was there any animals hurt during the filming?
No animals were harmed whatsoever. And we had most animals. We had hawks, we had cows, we had dogs, we had puppies, we had a lot of animals. We had a terrapin.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So how easy was it to work with animals? It's probably easier than the actors.
It was challenging working with the animals at times, and had some ridiculous conversations with animal handlers about, because there's a shot of the hair at the beginning, so we had to get the shot of the hair. It was really important to me and to get this shot. And we got told by one animal handler that the only way to do it was to actually, it had to be a Belgian hare, and they were going to have to train this Belgian hare.
Oh, what?
Yeah. So we didn't go with him. But yeah, there's some challenges of working with animals, working with children, you know.
Yeah, I can imagine. Yeah, you just mentioned challenges. How, I mean, with the car chase through the town in the yellow car, what kind of challenges did you come up against with that chase? I mean, did you have to shut down the town? Or?
Yeah, we had to shut down a lot of that town, yeah, for that chase, and yeah, it was finding that location took a long time. I kind of drove the poor location man mad, because he must have presented 10, 15 locations to me, and it was like, no. And then when we found that one, it was like, actually, that's perfect.
Yeah, we obviously see Michael Fassbender behind the wheel as Chad in the car scene, all the speeding guard scenes. Did he do his own stunts?
He did do a lot of driving on the film, yeah. And we had a brilliant precision driver that did a lot of stuff as well, but Michael is a really good driver, so yeah.
Okay.
The scene with Michael and Tyson, the character, his son in the film, when he's on his knees, when he's on his father's knee driving the car, that was all real, you know. Michael's driving, and Georgie Smith, who plays Tyson, was steering.
Okay, there was a few hair-raising moments for the other actors.
It was, yeah. Some of the other actors were slightly alarmed.
So, I mean, obviously you have Michael Fassbender playing Chad, and you have Brendan Gleeson playing his father, Colby. Did you already have those two in mind when casting?
We came to the Michael conclusion pretty quickly, and then that was the key to the casting of like who is Chad going to be. And once we had Chad, then it all kind of fell into place.
Okay. Was it easy to talk Michael into playing the role?
He loved the script, you know. He read the script very quickly and wanted to meet me. And when we met, he just understood who Chad was, and I was just really excited about him playing Chad. And we were kind of on the same page in terms of what we thought of these characters and how I wanted to portray them.
And how did you make the decision about Brendan?
Actually, the final decision about Brendan was really from a picture that I saw of Michael and Brendan at some award ceremony or out socially. And Brendan had his arm around Michael in a very kind of patriarchal, I'm the older statesman way.
Yeah.
I've never said this to Michael or Brendan, but that was like, from that I started putting up pictures of Michael and Brendan together, and it just worked.
Yeah, it just fit. Yeah, they do. I must admit, they do have that great chemistry on set. They actually do look like they click. Did they actually click straight away?
They'd met before, and there's a huge amount of respect going both ways, you know. And Michael saw Brendan perform, I think, when he was 16. Saw Brendan on stage, and he was obviously looked up to Brendan in his career, and Brendan has a huge amount of respect for Michael. So they wanted to work together as well, which helped us.
Yeah, definitely. Okay, finally we've got Georgie Smith, who plays his son, Chad's son Tyson, and they seemed quite a natural relationship as well between them. Where did you find Georgie?
Georgie, we had an amazing casting director who actually went round on our instruction asking schools not for all the kids that could act, but for all the kids that had been excluded from class. So we were meeting, and then we set up a series of workshops, and we kind of whittled it down. And Georgie just stood out as this very charismatic, cheeky, mischievous, naughty, but brilliant boy, you know.
Yeah. Okay. Did he come from an acting background?
No,
Is
he
he?
hadn't done the acting
No.
himself.
Okay.
He came from, his father sort of, he had some traveller roots, not with not himself, but
Yeah. Okay. Okay. I'm just going to get one last question in. If you could pick your dream job next, what would it be? What would you love to work on next?
Well, I'm really excited about two projects that I'm working on. One of them was a film about Wiley. You know Wiley?
Yeah. The rapper,
which I'm really excited about.
Okay, so is that going to like a music documentary, or can you say anything?
Yeah, we'll see what it becomes.
Okay. Well, thank you very much for talking to me today.
Oh, thank you.
Okay, thank you.